Hey y'all, welcome back. Now, I got something to show you, and might be a solution for you. So stay tuned. So, are you looking at getting a filtration system for your house? Well, this might be easier for you to install, cheaper in the long run, and it doesn't have that bad water at all. So I'm talking about the A.O. Smith reverse osmosis system. Now what you'll get in there is 4 filters, a manifold, a tank, and a faucet. This one. What you'll need to complete the installation is a sharp knife, slip joint, channel locks, or you can use a leatherman if you choose to. Screwdriver or drill, screwdriver and a drill bit. Now, when we come to that, I'll show you what I don't like about this system. I'll save that for next. But I'll save that for later. So, easy. Find a hole. Oh, excuse me. Before you start going off on that one. If you have countertops that you can drill through yourself, you want to drill or bore out a 1 1/4 inch hole. Do put masking tape on the surface. Keeps it from chipping everything else and at least gives it a nice cleaner hole. But if you have counters like mine, which are stone, I don't want to drill through this. There's another solution. This was not working. It was useless. So I just pulled this out and installed this. Very simple. The only thing you got to remember when you feed it through is you have 3 PEX tubings that are of different lengths. So it's going to get kind of tangled up below. You can straighten them out as best you can. Do not use heat on these tubings. They will melt. They're plastic. Well, yeah, they're plastic. Once you feed this through, go underneath, you're going to feed a washer and a plastic nut. You want to keep the flange and your gasket on this side, okay? Just do it hand tight where it just keeps it from moving back and forth right now. Let everything dangle. Then, head on underneath. Ooh, it was so much fun putting this together. So when you're reading the instructions, there's some cool info in here. But they don't read like Lego directions, step 1, step 2, put tab A into slot A. No, it kind of jumps around sometimes. So I'll give you an example. If you open it up, it'll show everything and label everything. And also, parts are missing or damaged, let us know by calling this 800 number. Talks to you about how to place everything. And every once in a while you'll see these green boxes. These are very, very good tips. Make sure you read the instructions at least twice. Once just for your familiarization. 2, so you can understand and see if you missed anything. And then when you're installing it, refer back to the instructions. Like I said, it's not step 1, step 2, step 3. This does jump around. It talks about how to put together the brass T-fitting. Talks about the manifold and the filters, the mounting hardware. Alright, this here, I would tell you to follow highly. Alright, as I said before, escutcheon, gasket on the top, washer which is metal, okay? It's not a plastic washer, metal washer, and faucet nut. Now this right here is plastic. You're gonna need some strong fingers to make sure you do get it tight, or a second set of hands. Step 4. They do steps and everything, but it was slightly confusing to me. Of course, I'm no genius on this stuff. It'll tell you how to put together the storage tank top, the drain, which I don't like. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And it even gives you a diagram. Now, I use the diagram to help me out quite a bit. I'm glad they put that there, and I'm glad that they labeled everything. 1/4 inch white brass tee to manifold, 1/4 inch red membrane to faucet, and since they have the numbers here, you can find out where it is and what it is. They also have more tips, do's and do nots, how to install the filters. Now this is the coolest thing about this filter. There's going to be 2 O-rings in the manifold, 2 holes. You're going to have the nipples that correspond with the holes on, of course, the filter. Now, when you put it in, and just turn it until it stops. This is what's kind of odd. You would think that they would be, they're secure, a watch. I can still move side to side. Almost all of them. They seem kind of loose, but they are secure because this is just holding them up. The connection's made up top. Tells you how to do a pressure test, sanitize, and purge. You're going to have to check out all this step by step to make sure you have it leak free. I know I've been reading a lot of reviews where people have found leaks, and they could be from the simplest things. Not squaring up the end of the tubing, not putting enough wraps on the Teflon tape, not tightening something down. So it even tells you exactly what the membrane product, etc. So you have really good instructions. It's not always laid out step by step. They say step 1, 2, 3, but I'd go a little different, I guess. Each filter cartridge lasts a certain amount of time. For example, membrane cartridge change every 12 months. Remineralizer change every 12 months. But there's one other thing. 6 months. Recommended replacement frequency for the filtration system is 6 months. So they're kind of counteracting themselves. You can buy these replacement filters. This whole system is around $180. Sometimes you can get it cheaper if it's on sale. Just the filters alone are around $150. Watch out on that one. Now they do have aftermarket replacements you can pick up from Filter Outlet and some other places. As long as they fit the dimensions, I would always double check what exactly they are. And since this is a reverse osmosis system, you're going to have to get the reverse osmosis filters. If you can't find them on the internet, you're going to have to go back to Lowe's and pick these up from them. I do believe this is Lowe's exclusive. I'm not 100% sure. Even gives out the full list of the qualifications and organic chemicals that are, ooh, what's this? Oh, okay. Just in case you can't read English, make it in Spanish also. Thoughtful people. Each filter cartridge lasts a certain amount of time. For example, membrane cartridge change every 12 months. Remineralizer change every 12 months. But there's one other thing. 6 months recommended replacement frequency for the filtration system is 6 months. So they're kind of counteracting themselves. You can buy these replacement filters. This whole system is around 180 bucks. Sometimes you can get it cheaper if it's on sale. Just the filters alone are around $150. Watch out on that one. Now they do have aftermarket replacements you can pick up from Filter Outlet and some other places. As long as they fit the dimensions, I would always double check what exactly they are. And since this is a reverse osmosis system, you're going to have to get the reverse osmosis filters. If you can't find them on the internet, you're going to have to go back to Lowe's and pick these up from them. I do believe this is Lowe's exclusive. I'm not 100% sure. This is the A.O. Smith reverse osmosis system. Tank, manifold, 1, 2, 3, 4 filters, and multiple tubes, fittings, and your drain. Now once you bring the tubes from the top of your cabinet down underneath, the red 3/8 tube is going to go to your drain. The 3/8 inch white tubing is going to go to the bottom of filter number 4. And then your other tubing is going to go to the bottom of filter number 2. Now this one takes a 1/4 inch white tubing, but it has an adapter, and that's down at the very bottom. And I wish I could show you, but I'm not taking this apart. It takes a while to purge the system. So you're going to be able to hook this all up, but the most important piece, the tubing that goes from your inlet right here, goes all the way over to your tank. Now the tank is very simple. All you have to do is put the fitting on the top. Make sure you use nylon thread and go in the way you screw it on. All right. So if you're sitting with it, you want to make sure you go clockwise, because when you put on the fitting, you're going to go clockwise. If you go counterclockwise, it's going to cause the Teflon tape to come undone. I know, very simple, but people mess it up. I've messed it up plenty of times. This is a compression fitting. You're going to leave this loose. Shove this 3/8 inch hose through the nut right here until it bottoms out and stops. Back everything off. Make sure that you have the collar, spacer, and then the nut. Put it all back together and tighten it down with pliers. You're going to need the pliers. Do not over tighten. Plastic on plastic does not really work that well. So, the remineralizer, filter number 4, you can bypass this. Take that 3/8 white hose that would go in the bottom of it, disconnect, and just plug it in where it says faucet. There's actually this 3/8 inch white hose. You can remove it from the bottom of filter number 4, the remineralizer. Remove the 3/8 red hose from the manifold and just plug it in directly to eliminate that filter. On here you will see markings for inlet, for tank, which is this long white one, and faucet, which literally goes from the manifold to the remineralizer, and then goes up to the faucet. Now, the one thing that always bewilders me is almost everything has to go through the faucet for some reason. Don't know why. I didn't design it. Can't tell you. Before final assembly, before you plug this into the manifold, you want to take 3 milliliters, and there is a bulb that's included in the kit, of bleach. Throw it in there, hold it up, drain it in there, run your system. Start. So once you have your faucet hooked up to the proper spots, worry and focus on the T connection. Before you set any of this up, do dry runs. Put it in different areas, different places to see how much room you're actually going to take up. You can see it doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm losing a large portion over here and a good row over here. And I chose this location because of ease of use and ease of setting everything up. You want to make sure that you do have your manifold on the same side as your faucet. Good and bad about it, yes. But you can always redo this. This right here can be moved if need be. You can take apart this whole system very simply. There's collars on these. You just have to push the collars in and pull the tubing out. To hook up your water, you want to make sure it's your cold side. Yes, I know, I can already hear people saying, but I already know the hot and cold side. Just double check all the time, okay? Shut your cold water off. Remove the adaptation, shut your cold water off. Remove the cold water feed line to your faucet. Thread on with Teflon tape, 4 to 5 wraps. Thread on the brass fitting, T-fitting. Then thread your faucet back on. Then you're going to have to watch out for the instructions. These do not go step by step by step. You're going to have a plastic collar that you have to slide on, and then a brass insert tube that goes on the inside. But hey, like I almost forgot to mention, make sure you put the nut on first, the plastic collar, and then the brass insert. Thread it on. Do not tighten it up. Okay? Don't tighten it up. You want to make sure everything fits first before you tighten it up. Once you have the connections made, double check that everything is where you want it to be. They do supply 2 types of mounting points for the manifold. Either straight screws or anchors with some screws in them. Since I was just going into the wood, I just chose the screws. The one thing is the holder for the remineralizer. It has a C-style clip on it. It has a hole right in the middle. Now the screw that they give you doesn't just drop in. You're going to have to kind of work it in because the hole, instead of being perfectly round, is slightly oblong. So you're going to have to re-round it out. The remineralizer does not clip in. It slides in up and down. Okay? So, once you have all of this set up, you have to hook up the drain. Now, this right here is a compression fitting. There's a gasket, square gasket that goes all the way around here on the inside. And you're going to have to drill into your drain pipe. The instructions call for 730 seconds. You got one of those. Bet you have a 3/16 or a quarter. I know in my homeowner's kit for drill bits, it doesn't say 730 seconds. So you can either do a quarter, which is slightly larger, or you can go just a hair smaller with 3/16. Once that's connected, all you have to do is put this collar in and make sure that you keep the hole lined up while you cinch these down. You're going to need the pliers on these. You need this tight. Once that happens, just plug it in. That's it. Make sure it seats all the way. There's going to be a point where you push it in, it feels good. Continue to push and you'll see it goes a little further. Now, if you have to cut any of these lines, make sure you cut them square and with a sharp knife. This is going to reduce or eliminate leaks. These do leak if not done right. Now, after you get done turning your water back on, letting everything fill up, you're going to hear the air and water come through the faucet. This is going to make some weird noises. Okay? So, don't get freaked out. But something that's kind of odd. As long as the water is going through the filters down below and transferring to the tank, there's going to be water waste. So it takes approximately 4 gallons of water to be able to make 1 gallon of filtered out reverse osmosis water. It's got to go somewhere. Remember that drain? Yeah, it's going to kind of sound like a leak. If you do this and you leave it on overnight, hopefully your bedroom is far away from the kitchen. It is annoying. Once all the system is purged out, you won't hear it. Once the tank is full, you won't hear it. You only hear it when you have to refill the tank. So if you're out filling bottles of water after bottles of water, instead of just grabbing a drink from here, you're going to hear it a lot. But if you just use it as you would regular faucet, you're not going to. Every once in a while, I've been catching this thing drip without me turning it on. I don't know what it is, so there's a setback. I don't like how you have to drill for the drain. Now, if you remove it, you're going to have to replace that drain pipe. So, useless, useful. Now let's see if there is. Now, let's see if we can actually see the difference in the water quality. Now the water that comes out of my main faucet is well water. We all know well water tastes delicious. Looks very clear. I have no house filtration system at this present moment, just because it costs a little bit to get it going. And this here is the water from reverse osmosis. Now I have seen, you see, looks like minerals because it's the remineralizer. So you can bypass that, as I said before. But both of these taste good to me. This being the filtered water, does taste like filtered water. Clean and crisp. This does taste like clean, crisp water. A slight difference in it. This one to me is a little sweeter than this one. This one tastes more, well, I'm going to say it, minerally, but not bad. So the quality that comes out is good, but it does not taste exactly like the water that you get from the local grocery store or truck stop. Now what comes out of here is not going to be liquid gold.
Wow! Liquid Schwartz!
It's just going to be good filtered water. The remineralizer actually kind of adds a flavor to the water. Now bypassing it, you'll just get filtered water. without the minerals. That's about it. No really big change, except sometimes you won't see the minerals floating in your water. Overall, I'm happy with this. I've replaced a broken soap dispenser with a decent drinking water. Now, later on, I'm going to put a whole house water filtration system, and this should even shine even better. Now, me being on well water, my pump hasn't run anymore. I know that I'm putting about 4 gallons down the drain to make one, but my well pump hasn't worked any harder. And it does take a while. It takes up to 3 hours or so to fill everything, that 1 gallon container. So, hopefully you found this interesting. If not, let me know. Tell me I suck. But I'm just doing this for fun. So, if next time I come up with another project, I'm going to let you guys see, alright? Hopefully I got one pretty soon.